Hello, everybody. How you doing today? Thought I would show you the almost completed. I would say it's pretty much completed. MCRN 258, and I think that is going to be its final name too. There are some really good suggestions for names, but I was thinking, why not just call it the 258, which is like a model number, and then players can name it themselves. They can put on a up to 8-letter decal names on these lower areas here, very much like the MCRN Tachi was done, and then you can give it whatever name you would like. This is just kind of a model, and it can be outfitted in a lot of different ways. It's kind of like a baseline destroyer, I guess you could say, and then you can outfit it to your needs. But stock, okay, so I'm in Reforged Eden right now. I just before this, I saved this model in vanilla, and it's totally happy in vanilla. Um, so what we're looking at CPU wise, I did not add in the Reforged Eden only cores, but they will take it to 2.1 million CPU pretty easily, and it comes in just under 2.1 million CPU stock. So you don't need any quantums or auxiliary cores to get the ship spawned in game in Reforged Eden. I did leave out 2 of the rear big Excel thrusters, but there's locations to slap those back in pretty easily. That was a significant amount of CPU there that I did need. If I left those, I would have had to like gut like every gun on this thing, and I didn't want to do that. And I don't think those thrusters were really needed, at least stock. You could add them in later. It gives you a little bit more performance. Obviously, a lot more forward thrust, but it is capable of doing 100 or maximum speed in all directions the way it sits. So it's got basically matching thrust if you got 2 Excel thrusters in every direction, in all 6 directions. So it's kind of more designed for space combat. Obviously, I took out a lot of turrets on this one. I don't know if I got the best setup here or not, but I was just trying to slap in some turrets, which only gives you 4 rockets. What was that again? 6. I got, well, stock, four missile turrets, 6 cannons, 6 minigun. Trying to keep it happy with weapon limits as well. So beyond that, you can do whatever you want with it. So on the inside is completely finished now, except for one thing. I need to add an info LCD about putting in parts, and I might tweak out a LCD that I haven't shown you yet. So in the hangar area, I got this kind of all tweaked out. I revised some of the texturing and block work, added in a armor repair and armor locker. Got the medical bay installed now, so it's got all the parts plus a shower, and I got the O2 over there as well. Crafting area's got all its LCDs. I got a new model LCD for some of these, but I did remove 2 of the advanced constructors and left areas to add in deconstructors or constructors over here. That was, again, just a little bit of CPU savings. Not a lot. You have your 4 320K container systems. One of those is a ammo bay for 320K. If you add in the mining or the multi-tool or both, you'd want to swap one of these for a harvest controller. I didn't want to do that by default though, because it didn't have the stuff to use it yet. And you got a couple extra cargo boxes in here, but pretty straightforward. So heading through the ship, let's go all the way down first. So the lowest floor on this ship is actually the engineering area. It has your gravity. It has a T2 shield stock, so I didn't scrimp on the shield. It only has a standard warp core installed though, and that is necessary for compatibility between vanilla and Reforged Eden. Anyway, not to mention it's a bit of a CPU savings. So you can either upgrade that to an advanced warp core or swap it pretty easily from inside the ship. So not too much more to show in this area. Obviously got some more LCDs about what floor you're on and what's on that floor throughout the ship. So deck 2 is our loading bay, or basically front entrance. So this will get you outside of the ship. There's not a whole lot going on in here. It does have one little slot area here for offline protection. Or I don't know. People don't use that very much, but maybe slop in some extra fuel tanks or O2 or whatever else fits in the 2x2x2 area. And then you have your front bulkhead over here. This is the lower area. This is a small fill zone. If you want to increase the frontal strength of the ship, you would fill this in with like Xeno substrate or combat steel or whatever you want to add more protection. There's another one of these directly like right over here, a much larger one. This covers pretty much across the entire front of the ship. There are blast doors in between there and your main cabin, but they stay open by default until you hit a particular switch, which I'll show you here in just a second. So that is the third floor. Going up to the fourth floor, which goes off to the back side here, this is the mining section. This is where you can add your mining drills. Now, last time you seen this, I had glass here, and I said you had to remove the glass. Someone said, hey, use shutter doors in the comments, and I'm like, you know, that's a really good idea. You don't have to remove nothing. So you've got these locations to add 6 mining drills inside of here, and you can do it from right inside the ship, which is kind of nice. Once you do that, you'd want to assign the mining drills to a control in the ship called mining mode. Now, I've labeled all these signs to be the same as what the actual control, the P menu control would be for uniformity. And I realized, yeah, so that just works out pretty good. So mining mode basically opens up all the blast doors on the back, activates the mining lights, and all the drills would be able to be visible to the outside. When that's closed, it completely seals those drills off behind blast doors, including the lights and the and your viewport back here. So it kind of locks the whole thing down. I thought that was kind of fun. It actually works for, you know, increasing its defense too. So it has a salvage mode as well, again named the same in the P menu. Up on the top over here, I got this marked area. It just says M for multi-turret. You can either slap a multi-turret on top of that, or you can remove all these blocks and put in a retractable. Again, you'd want to assign it to the control. Man, I got lost. Where am I? Oh, there I am. To salvage mode, which is also in the P menu. So makes it pretty straightforward and simple, I think, to add in the mining on here. And I'll have to leave an info LCD about that. So once we go up to the top floor, deck 5. So deck 5 has the fuel room off the back. Again, a blast door. There's actually armored glass in front of these fuel tanks. Not just there, but also over here as well. And we have our core room. Now currently in this would be its stock version, so it's set up to add in the Reforged Eden cores. So you got one, so you'd add in 1 advanced core, 2 improved cores, and 1 basic core. That'll get you to the 2.1 million CPU without, then you have 14 locations to add in quantum or auxiliary cores inside of here. You got 8 below the floor, 4 across the wall over here, and 2 more over in this section. So when we get into the bridge, now the bridge has another blast door over here. There's a lot of blast doors on this ship. And I had some fun with some LCDs over here. So bridge looks all Tron-like. Kind of fun. I might, one of the things I might do before I actually do release this, so is try to do a little bit more with some of the LCDs. Like I've got placeholders, but they're not showing anything. So maybe I'll work on that. So inside of here, you got a spot for exterior lights and battle mode. In battle mode, basically, what you would assign like the launchers to battle mode or weapons that you wouldn't want to have on normally to save power. And when you hit this, it will engage all of those. But it also shuts down all the blast doors in the ship. So the bulkhead blast doors, the fuel blast door, just kind of locks everything down to make it like more secure in case of catastrophic, you know, problems, stuff like that. So then you have room for 27 grow plots over here. You have a grow lights switch as well. Not too much is new in this area. You've got a little bit of extra space over in the kind of a closet over there, and then you've got your crew room and crew quarters over here and bathroom over here. And that's pretty much the whole ship. It's not super big, but you know, it's got enough space on it so it's not super small either. So anyway, this is the stock version. Happy in vanilla, happy in Reforged Eden. No yellow or red spawning or anything like that. So pretty happy about that. The universal version. So over here, I took the same ship and I added stuff to it. So this one's got I just slapped on like a multi-turret. It's got all its mining apparatus. I put turrets on all the positions. I did not put any higher end turrets like the ones that you upgrade inside of Reforged Eden. So it's just got either like your standard ones on here right now. It does have it does have the long range radar installed. It does have an advanced warp core in it. It does have 8 artillery launchers installed, and then all turret positions are filled with turrets, a lot of rocket turrets and things like that in here right now. So taking a look at the specs here, so this one's got 12 missile turrets and well, basically all that stuff added to it. CPU wise, it's coming out to a little bit under 3.3 million CPU. So I wanted to basically assess how many quantum cores does that need for that amount of CPU. So let me get back up to the core room. Oh, I got this on lockdown. Ha! All right, so inside of here now, obviously I got the standard Reforged Eden cores added. I edited 4 quantum cores here and 2 more here. So it's got 6 quantum cores. It has another 8 open slots. So I figure, for adding in, psycho warp drives or psycho shields or all those enhanced weapons and things like that, you'd want to have space for more quantum cores beyond that. But it only took 6 to get it to like everything, like all its main functionality, including the addition of the big thrusters in the back as well. So yeah, it should work out. I don't think 6 is too bad, and you don't need them all at once either. So you can just kind of keep on souping the ship up as you go. Now I did not put in any extra fill blocks in this. I just wanted to kind of see where CPU came out at and how that was going to work out, and it seems to be working pretty good. So that's pretty much the ship. The only thing I really have left to do is maybe a little bit of LCD tweaks, and I do need to make a info display LCD, and I'll do that before I release it. I do plan on releasing this this weekend, so it'll be the next release. Sorry about the Merc MX4. I have not got around to dealing with that yet. I've been the time I did have, I've been solely putting in this ship, and a lot of these things took longer than I thought they would too, especially when I wanted to get it all ready to see where it came out in vanilla, and then back and forth, seeing what I had to remove and make sure the numbers work on both versions of the game, which is always, it takes a little bit. Just got to do some playing around with that, I guess. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think it'll be the ship I use or the ship I'll try to get to in Season 3 on the Anvil server for Reforged Eden. And I know I can spawn it in without the need of any quantum cores or anything too special, and then I can upgrade it quite a bit throughout playing the game and acquiring parts and things and money and whatever you need to upgrade these guys. And that is really about it. Yeah, it's more work than you might think in one of these. This one did take a while to do. Although the hull seems relatively simple, and I got the hull built relatively fast. Again, it was the interior and all the numbers and getting all these individual locations installed and kind of like tested and tweaked and all the other stuff that really takes the longest amount of time. Actually doing the block work, I don't think is, man, I had most of the hull block work done on this ship in one day, including the texturing. I had a pretty big jam session that day, but after that, it just took a long time to get all the interior and the rest of it together. But I'm happy. I'm thinking this should do the job, and and I know it works. That was always, you're always scared to death when you're building these things. It's like, how is this going to come out? Is it going to be too much or too little? Is it going to play nice with vanilla? Can it play nice with vanilla? And yeah, it came out. So it hit all the specs I wanted it to hit. It's a little bit light on its stock armament, and I did not like removing those thrusters on the back, but honestly, it's more of a visual thing. I think it looks really cool with the 4 in there, and you can certainly put them back. In fact, in vanilla, with CPU the way it comes out, you could slop those in right away, including all the weapons, the drills, and the multi-turret, um, and be okay with CPU without adding any core blocks at all. It's a different can of worms in Reforged Eden, though. Now, but even stock, it will do 100 in all directions speed. In Reforged Eden, it's quite a bit faster in vanilla than it is in Reforged Eden. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you today. I do want to take this into combat. I haven't prepared that, or I haven't explored an area and find nullifiers and stuff to shoot them up. I don't know if I'll record that or not. I'm not the greatest pilot, but I'm pretty sure it would deal with that kind of stuff, and especially when you soup it up and get more guns on there. It hopefully should make short work of that, especially after you get some 8 launchers installed. That'll do a significant amount of damage quickly if you hit the bad guys in the right areas at least. All right. Well, anyway, that's it for me today. Got any questions or any other thoughts? Basically, I got a few days yet. I could still fiddle with this before I will get it to the workshop. So if there's anything you can think of that I'm missing, very possible I'm missing something on features and whatnot, or something that you think that could go in here, or just any ideas. I definitely like to hear them. Now's the time, because Saturday or Sunday I'll get this to the workshop, and then it'll be finalized pretty much at that point in time. Hopefully on this one, I'm trying to avoid having any errors, like where I got to patch the ship after I release it, because it's amazing how many times you miss stuff, especially on larger creations. There's just more and more stuff you can possibly miss, and you're not thinking about one thing, or miss textures, or don't do something, or don't turn something on, or whatever. Anyway, you all have yourself a good day. I will talk to you later.